Hey, this is Irvin Griffin, and welcome to another edition of Grown Man Talk. I was up and I saw a video from Nicole's View on the Bill Cosby case. Now, I haven't covered every little thing on it because, honestly, this should not even be going on right now. It's so ridiculous. But, you know, it needs to be said since the mainstream media seems to be ducking this case all of a sudden, since he didn't get, crucified or convicted over the summer. And the picture you see here is Bill Cosby with a split screen with a woman in her younger days named Catherine McKee. She has a sister also in showbiz named Lonetta McKee, who's better well known, and you might remember her sister Lonetta in the film Jungle Fever. She was the one that Wesley Snipes cheated on with the white woman in there. I can't remember her name, but I've watched that film a million times. Anyway, this is her sister Catherine McKee, and I'm reading this from the New York Daily News. A federal appeals court refused Wednesday to revive a defamation lawsuit filed against Bill Cosby by a woman who said he raped her decades ago. A three-judge panel of the First U.S. District Court of Appeals in Boston held a lower court ruling dismissing Catherine McKee's lawsuit against Cosby. The former actress said Cosby defamed her in a letter that his lawyer sent to the New York Daily News, demanding a retraction of a 2014 story about McKee's rape allegations. The judge who dismissed McKee's case said the letter was protected by the First Amendment. McKee, who said Cosby raped her in a Detroit hotel room in 1974, was among dozens of women who came forward with allegations against the actor once known as America's Dad for his TV role as Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable. Cosby has denied all allegations of wrongdoing. Alan Greenberg, an attorney for Cosby, said in an email that they are pleased with the appeals court, quote, well-reasoned decision confirming that there was no defamation, unquote. And this is McKee in recent years. Obviously, she has seen better days. An attorney for McKee did not immediately respond to an email on Wednesday. McKee's lawyer argued earlier this month that McKee does not have to prove actual malice because she is not a public figure, which I would say B and S, because she was an actress. Doesn't matter that she was not a big-time star. Technically, she was a public figure. But anyway, to show actual malice, she would have to prove Cosby knew statements in her letter were false or entertain serious doubts as to whether they might be true. But the appeals court said that McKee became a public figure when she went public with the rape allegations in the newspaper. In other words, even if she wasn't an actress, even if she hadn't been in show business, the second she came out publicly with these allegations against Mr. Cosby, she became a public figure. And Judge Sandra Lynch came out and said during the trial, quote, McKee took concerted steps meant to influence the public perception of whether Cosby was, in fact, a sexual predator. A separate defamation lawsuit filed by 7 other women is also pending in Massachusetts, where Cosby owns a home. The 80-year-old has filed a counterclaim accusing those women of defamation. And of course, it goes on to mention that he's still on trial for that Constine woman at Temple University, which that case shouldn't even be happening right now. But you can see some of my old videos on my opinion on that. But it's funny how they're not mentioning this, at least not that much in the mainstream media. And in a separate story, I see where they're even considering kicking Roman Polanski out of the Oscar Academy and distancing themselves from Hollywood, and they also had to mention Bill Cosby. Well, here's the difference between Roman Polanski and Bill Cosby, or even Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby. There is no solid evidence on Cosby, whereas there is solid evidence on Weinstein, and there is solid evidence on Roman Polanski in the fact that They found evidence that he did rape an underage girl. And when they were about to arrest him, he ran until the statute of limitations ran out. He ran to another country with no extradition. There is no such evidence on Bill Cosby. So, to me, him being mentioned in the same breath as those two men is an insult, in my opinion. But anyway, I thought I'd just help get word out about this case, at least this particular case, being dismissed. Anyway, that's all I got to say on this. For Grown Man Talk, I'm Irvin Griffin.
So shut them down in appreciation of the world itself and God's creation. What good is a hood if you're up to no good? Them government gangsters would hang you on wood. Stop the tape, my mind stuck in 68. Hate Asbury, now I Asbury to hate. I paraphrase.